The Realme Buds Air 6 Pro is here. And the very first question that I had in my mind, does this sound better than my current favorite, the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro? And to make things more interesting, I added the OnePlus Buds 3 to the mix as well. This will ensure that you don't pick the wrong truly wireless earbuds under rupees 5,000. Hi, I'm Ershad. You're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. So the Realme Buds Air Pro's case design has the same 38 design, and I'm a fan of the shape itself. But what I'm not a fan of is this glossy plastic material that Realme has used for it. It's reflective, it's a fingerprint magnet, and it is slippery. Very slippery. Now, OPPO's case is also the same 38 design, and it definitely doesn't look as premium as Realme's, but at least it's not reflective, at least it uses matte plastic, and it's not a fingerprint magnet. So yeah, lots of positives on this one. And most importantly, it doesn't slip from the hands. Now, in comparison to these two, OnePlus has a jewelry case design, which is again a matte plastic, and it's very, very premium looking. I really like it. But there is a fundamental problem with this design. I'll show you that. You can do this with this, right? One finger sweeping motion. I like that. Started off with the Apple AirPods. You can't do this without being fidgety. Alright, time for Ershad's live yank test. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll do this one by one for each pair of truly wireless buds. Strong magnets. OPPO's got strong magnets. Now let's move on to OnePlus. I expect this to fall because it's exposed the entire buds. Realme, let's do this. Oh. Wow, this one's got such strong magnets that it's not even moving inside the case. So yeah, all the three have really strong magnets. Now talking about the fit of these buds, it varies according to the shape of each person's, ear structure. I have a different shape, you'll have a different shape. So I can tell you which one was comfortable for me, but it might not be the same experience for you. So the OnePlus Buds 3 was the most comfortable for me, followed by the Realme Buds Air 6 Pro and then the Enco Air 3 Pro. By the way, before I move on, if these videos help you make a better purchase decision, then definitely give us your support, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1 million as soon as possible. Now, with respect to connectivity, all the three do offer Google's fast pair support. But what I like about OnePlus and Realme is that you get a dedicated Bluetooth pairing button on the case, which is not available on OPPO. Now, there are of course touch controls on the stems of all the three buds, and they're very similar, largely similar with respect to play pause and changing tracks, all of that. But OnePlus goes one step ahead and adds slide up and down for volume controls. Now, as for the app support, if you're connecting it to an Android phone, you know that OnePlus and OPPO connect to the Hey Melody app, and you're probably already aware of that. And Realme connects to Realme Link app. But if you look at it, and when you compare the three side by side, the feature sets on Realme Link app and Hey Melody are largely similar. So the first thing that you can see is the charge on the case and the charge on the buds themselves. There is a visual representation of that. You can also switch between the noise control modes, where you can switch the ANC on and off, and you can also toggle, between the transparency modes as well. You also do get personalized noise cancellation on Realme, which is damn nice, and you also get levels of noise cancellation that you can choose as well. Of course, the other two have either one of the two. There are predefined EQ settings on all the three buds, but only OnePlus and Realme offer you a custom EQ. OPPO doesn't offer that. You get a switch for a high-res LDAC codec on OPPO and Realme, and you get LHDC codec on OnePlus. Yes, all the three do have the high-res certification, but with OnePlus, the LHDC codec support is slightly limiting. And the reason for that is LHDC is not supported by Samsung, so if you have a Samsung phone, then the OnePlus Buds won't work for you. You also do get dual connection mode on all these three buds, and it works exceptionally well. So you can connect to your phone and a laptop at the same time. So if you're listening to music on the laptop and you get a phone call, then you can automatically switch to the phone call and take the call. There's also support for spatial mode on all the three buds. The only difference is each one of them has a different branding, and the implementation of spatial audio on all the three is absolutely horrendous. I absolutely loathe it. Don't like it at all. Because if it's converting stereo audio into spatial audio, oh my god, it distorts it like anything. And yeah, it doesn't sound good at all. And even if it's a Dolby Atmos tuned audio, like for example Dolby Atmos music that you get on Apple Music, it sounds horrendous. Now, as for the latency in game mode, OPPO offers 47 millisecond latency, Realme offers 55 millisecond latency, and OnePlus offers 94 millisecond latency. OnePlus, that's not low latency, by the way, for gaming. And with OnePlus, there's another limitation. This game mode low latency works only only with OnePlus phones. Regardless, if you're watching video, then you won't be able to tell any audio video lag. And when you're gaming also, all the three are fairly good. I had no problems with it per se with respect to lag in audio. Having said that, and I've said this time and again, if you're a gamer and if you want the best audio performance for gaming, get a wired headset. 0 millisecond latency is better than any latency at all. Alright, let's finally talk about the sound signature, the one thing that matters most in an audio product. Now before I get to that, Realme and OnePlus use the same factory to pick the drivers that they use inside their housing. You get a similar dual driver setup where you have a dynamic driver and a microplanar tweeter. OPPO on the other hand uses a single dynamic driver and it has a bamboo fiber diaphragm. Now generally the perception would be 2 drivers equal to better sound compared to a single DD, but never ever trust these numbers because sound is purely dependent on tuning, and I'll come to that. Now talking about sound, first things first, OnePlus is out of the race for me because it sounds bassy, it sounds bloated, it sounds dark and unclean compared to the other two. See, the OnePlus Buds 3 doesn't sound bad, but compared to these two, it falls flat. No pun intended. Alright, so the fight is between OPPO and Realme now, and for the sake of disclaimer, I actually used the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra with LDAC codec, Apple Music, and testing out a lot of lossless and high-res lossless music for both these buds. The first thing I want to say is that, of course, the Buds S6 Pro is the best sounding Realme truly wireless buds yet. So in its default tuning, you get a U-shaped sound signature, so you do get an extended bass and treble region. What I particularly like about the Buds S6 Pro sound signature is the treble extension and the restraint that it has in the upper highs. To explain it simply, the treble sounds rich and detailed on the Buds S6 Pro, but it is not fatiguing. Unlike the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro, which if you are treble sensitive, can be a little shrill for you. And this is something that I felt when I heard Creep by Radiohead, where Realme's treble was slightly more refined compared to OPPO's. But that's about it. In every other parameter, the Enco Air 3 Pro is better than the Buds S6 Pro. And even if OPPO has only a single dynamic driver, it's a very natural sounding one. In Suemon by Neil Diamond, the Enco Air 3 Pro has better imaging, better sound staging and better tonality as well. And instruments in this song, especially the percussions, sound very natural and lifelike on the Enco Air 3 Pro. And the Buds S6 Pro doesn't sound as natural because the mid bass is very bloated and the attack is not as fast and impactful like what I heard on the Enco Air 3 Pro. Also in the song Nowhere Kid by Des Rocks, OPPO just sucker punches Realme. That song can be a handful for budget truly wireless earbuds to reproduce properly because you've got heavy guitar, you've got cymbals, you've got percussions, and you've got vocals on top of it. There's a lot of instruments that come into play, and that's where OPPO has very good instrument separation, way better than what Realme achieves. So when you want to listen to tiny, minute details, OPPO does it better than Realme. So when it comes to sound quality, OPPO is still the king, followed by Realme and, OnePlus in third spot. And in my OnePlus Buds 3 review, I had said that only the OPPO Enco Air 4 Pro can come to beat the Enco Air 3 Pro in sound quality, because nobody else seems to be doing that. Now that's the sound, but while OnePlus might not have been the best for sound quality, it is the best for active noise cancellation. So numbers wise, you get anywhere between 49 dB to 50 dB of noise cancellation on all these three buds. OnePlus recently got an update for improved noise cancellation performance, and it's fantastic at cutting out environmental sounds. Realme comes in a close second and OPPO comes in last. And the same is true for transparency mode as well. OnePlus is better than Realme is better than OPPO. Alright, we're outdoors. Why? Because we're going to do a live mic test starting with the OnePlus Buds 3. Right now, I'm recording the audio through the OnePlus Buds 3. This is how the OnePlus Buds 3 sounds. Let me know what you guys think of the sound quality in the comment section below. Now I'm recording the audio through the Realme Buds Air 6 Pro. This is how the Realme Buds Air 6 Pro's mic sounds. And finally, we are recording audio through the mic of the OPPO Enco Air 3 Pro. This is how the Enco Air 3 Pro sounds. Even when it comes to the mic quality, OnePlus actually does it better than Realme, which does it better than OPPO. Of course, we also tested the battery life on all the three buds, and I tested it with LDAC on, ANC on, and about 70% volume. And Realme lasted me about 6 hours and 22 minutes of playback, and OnePlus lasted me about 6 hours and 15 minutes of playback, and OPPO lasted me 5 hours and 15 minutes of playback. So you know which one wins. So let me break this down in simple terms for you. If you want the best sound quality, my choice has to be OPPO. And if you want the best controls, best ANC and best transparency mode, OnePlus is the one for you, but you'll have to sacrifice on the sound quality. And if you want a good middle ground where the features are good, the sound is good, but not the best in any aspect, then the Realme Buds Air 6 Pro is the one for you. I hope that made it easier for you to make a decision, and if it didn't, Don't blame me, blame BBK. Because their path's been approached to making these audio products can even confuse seasoned reviewers, let alone average consumers. Having said that, if you ask me which one would you pick, Ershad, which one would I pick? The Enco Air 3 Pro, of course. Because if I'm buying an audio product, the audio performance has to be good. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.